Thanks for joining us on the 5-Minute Drill Down. I'm Dr. Phil Klein. Before we get started, I would like to thank our sponsor, NSK, great company that makes exceptionally reliable and high-performance handpieces, and prides itself with having the most powerful handpiece on the market. Check out their entire product line at nskdental.com. Today we're talking about something you use every day, your handpieces. Specifically, we're diving into the showdown between electric versus air-driven. We're going to talk about the key differences and answer some basic questions like, why are so many practices making the switch to electric? And if you're still loving your air-driven setup, is it worth converting? So what's the actual difference between the two? Let's begin with air-driven. You've probably been using them since day one. They run off compressed air, they're super lightweight, very familiar, and easy to maintain. On the other hand, electric handpieces are powered by a micromotor. Now these guys deliver constant torque and speed, which can totally change the way you prep and cut. So when it comes to cutting power and torque, there's no question, electric takes the win. It doesn't bog down when you're going through tougher material. You're getting consistent power and torque, smoother preps, faster cutting, and less fatigue. With air-driven, once you put a little pressure on it, the speed drops, and you can feel it. It's great for light work, but not always the best for dense enamel or materials like zirconia. What about speed and precision? Electric handpieces give you variable speed control, so whether you're removing old restorations, doing the restorative work, or access for endo, it's all dialed in. With air-driven, you're relying mostly on your foot pedal control, not quite the same finesse as electric. How about noise and vibration? Electric is noticeably quieter and smoother. It's honestly kind of peaceful in comparison. Patients appreciate it too, especially the anxious ones. Air-driven is a little louder, a little rougher, and your hand may feel that buzz after a long day. And let's talk about hand fatigue. Electric handpieces are heavier, and that can result in greater hand fatigue, especially if your setup doesn't include a balanced hose or coupler. Since air-driven handpieces are lighter, it does make a difference over time, especially for hygiene or any kind of repetitive procedure. What about maintenance and longevity? Electric handpieces are a little more complex, but they tend to wear out burrs and turbines more slowly. So in the long term, electric will most likely save you money. That said, repairs on electric systems can be more involved and expensive. And now the question is, what's it going to cost me to go electric? It's no secret. Electric handpieces and their systems come with a higher price tag. The micromotor setup, installation, and handpieces themselves can run you a few $1,000s per operatory, usually somewhere between $2,000 and $5,000 per unit installed. Air-driven is cheaper up front, for sure, but if you're constantly replacing turbines or your preps take longer, those savings can disappear fast. So for those of you who are thinking about making the switch, keep this in mind. If your operatories are set up for air only, and most are, you'll need to do a little retrofitting. That means installing a micromotor control box, connecting it to existing power and water lines, and swapping in compatible tubing and couplers. So here's the $6 million question. Is it worth it? Retrofitting to electric usually is not a crazy install, about an hour or two max, but you'll definitely want a professional to handle it. And depending on your system, you might be able to run both electric and air-driven in the same operatory. If you're doing a ton of restorative work, crowns, or cutting-intensive procedures where power and precision matter, absolutely consider electric. Most dentists I talk to tell me that once they switch to electric, they don't go back. That said, you don't have to go all in from day one. A lot of practices convert one operatory, test it out, and roll it out over time. And for hygiene rooms or quick procedures, air-driven might still make sense. No need to fix what isn't broken. So there you have it, electric versus air-driven handpieces. A few pros and cons, some tech talk, and hopefully some clarity. If you're thinking about upgrading your setup, think it through, do your homework, and you'll make the right choice. Thanks for joining us on the 5-Minute Drill Down. Thank you, NSK, for your support. I'm Dr. Phil Klein.